back.
Who are you talking to like that?
The people.
You have to clap at them and do all of that?
The people.
Girl.
Yeah, I think our data tells us that people are watching us late at night or early in the morning. So I'm just trying to make sure they're awake.
So one more time, what'd you say?
Yo, what we gonna do? We gonna set the bar.
He was so upset. And
You want a homemaker.
Oh, he was upset.
Yeah, but
If he wants a homemaker, what he can do is
Retire you.
exactly.
part of why I think we connected, right? I mean, it's funny because Bernard doesn't even know this, but the first time he and I met, and it's like when two brothers that are both alphas meet, and I mean alpha like alpha men, not frat, even though I am, but alpha males. Oh, Lord.
I did not know that.
Are you cute?
I did not know that.
Through and through.
Really?
You know what?
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
You know what? So
I never would've guessed that.
Here's what's funny. After
Nobody guesses that.
After
about
my
me.
bros, I get along best with Q's. But it's the Q's that nobody ever sees coming.
That's
That's
so
crazy.
funny.
Yeah,
You know,
that's right.
so-
You know what
so-
though? But it explains why we get
Brand
along
and
now.
everything.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Too.
Oh yeah.
So Bernard, he's such a gentleman. He's so sensitive. He's such a good guy. People always disassociate him with his fraternity, and when I say he's an Omega, they're like,
My favorite, but those are my all my favorite cues are those kind of cues. I'm like, what?
Yeah. That's it.
Because then I have an appreciation, even a greater appreciation for them as humans.
oh yeah,
'Cause
oh
I'm
yeah.
like, oh, you holding all that bullshit in.
Bernard would have been interesting in undergrad, seeing you in your.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think
So
that's-
sometimes-
and we did it the old school fashion. I mean,
Really?
When'd you
yeah.
pledge?
Oh yeah, at Lamar University.
When?
Oh, 90, spring 90.
Oh, spring
So
89.
we were the last pledge line that came
Yeah,
through.
we pledged.
Yeah.
For those,
So-
of
Oh, yeah.
y'all, that's a whole other episode.
That's a whole. We can talk
So
about that another
when
time.
when
Yeah.
Bernard pledged, I was in junior high. so
Literally.
so I don't know, but when people like send him throwback Thursday photos or whatever, it's just so weird looking at him because he
Acting like a cute.
licking the ground.
But you know what? But
I'm
I
teasing.
love that about my frat though, because there's a time and a place for everything.
Right.
And that's one of the things that I love about our frat is that you can be you, right? And as long as you know the time and place.
I'm not gonna lie.
Everything is all right.
I met those mature cues later in life.
Yeah. Undergrad is a little raw. It's a little raw.
Listen.
That's
It's a
crazy.
little
When
raw.
I saw my husband, now I've been married. We've been married 13 years.
Yeah.
But when I saw like of him stepping and all, I'm like, who is this person?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Would I have dated him?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you'd
Tanisha,
have loved it. You'd have
Tanisha
loved
went through that
And
same little process.
And probably.
Tanisha went through that same little process.
And what was Tanisha's answer? Would she have dated you back in your undergrad days?
Heyday.
I'm gonna be
In the
honest.
heyday.
I love the way God works because the reason that we are able to be who we are, Geminis born a day apart, and stay together, is because we don't have the energy to fight no more. Because
I probably would have put some
when we
hands
got
on him.
together when we were younger. Yeah, I mean, it would have been like, you know how they talk about two Geminis is actually either amazing or just
Right.
Yeah.
It's
insane.
either- right.
It's amazing now because we both 50. If we had met in undergrad, it probably would have been
yeah.
extreme.
Yeah.
Probably
Well, we
so.
never would have had that problem because our age difference. We just,
Yeah,
it wouldn't have happened.
She was going to the 8th grade dance.
Right,
That's all right.
listen,
That's all right.
right.
And Bernard was licking the ground.
Right.
They're doing all kinds of stuff on the ground.
Punching the
Yeah.
ground, licking the ground.
Because I mean,
Punching
so it's
women.
crazy because what I was gonna say
Yeah.
was like when we first met, it was actually an event you were hosting.
Yeah.
Oh,
it was Rose
I
Day,
remember.
right? It was
Yeah.
Rose Day.
It's Rose Day.
And I, full transparency, that's what we do.
Shout out
on
to
burnt
Trent.
biscuits and cold eggs, right? Shout out to Trace wine bar.
Yeah.
Next one gonna cost you. I honestly got dragged to Rose Day.
He didn't want to come in the beginning.
Yeah.
Oh, he didn't. But you know how
But did
I
you get
enticed
there
him?
and love it?
Let me tell you how I enticed him.
Well, how's that?
Bernard.
Oh, really?
I did.
Bernard to
Okay.
be there.
I did.
Because
Okay.
again, I don't
Oh,
don't
yeah,
have
baby.
like
Thank
I don't
you.
have a lot. I mean, like I know a lot of people, but people that I'm like just tight with.
Right.
And so she was like, I think you and Bernard to get along.
I think, yeah, that's what I told him.
And I was like, okay.
I
A
think
couple
so
of people
too.
have said that,
Right.
actually.
A couple of people have said
So
that.
we get there, and Bernard and Ebony had a section, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we sit down, and then Ebony's off playing
Beating
host.
Ebony.
Doing her
She's
thing.
being Ebony.
Yeah.
T apparently, as I learned later, was actually giving somebody relationship advice with this. It's a whole other
Girl, I didn't
episode.
hear this story.
That lady, no, it was y'all friend.
I was
That
going
lady-
to say, actually, it was
Mike.
Bernard giving her relationship advice.
Who
And
was it?
you.
after the fact.
Oh, my.
you
Oh,
remember?
my. We'll
Yeah,
talk
okay,
about it. We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
We'll talk about
Apparently
it.
we
it was
did.
bad
During the
'cause they ain't
break.
together no more.
Yeah, they're not
but
together
so
anymore.
what?
They're not.
But
She
me,
must have not listened.
me and Bernard.
It was actually him.
Oh, he didn't.
Well, he, yeah.
You
we'll
already
talk-
did this.
We'll talk
On the
about
break.
it. Right, we'll
Okay.
talk
On
about
the
it.
break.
But yeah, they're not.
But so me and
Okay.
Bernard were sitting next to each other, and it's funny because normally in those situations, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna be the icebreaker, and I'm just gonna say something.
Wild and reckless.
In my mind, but in my mind, I'm like, cause ultimately I need to figure out whether I'm actually gonna fuck with this dude or not.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
And so he said something first. And it kind of fucked me up for a minute. I'm like, oh shit, this nigga actually talk. And I'll tell you, we've never talked to you about this, but it's funny because, like, the way I think is different.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it's why, like, my sense of humor is very dry. Shit that comes out of my mouth is very unfiltered.
Yeah.
And so I don't have a lot of friends that are, like-minded.
Mm-hmm.
Me and dude sat together for an hour. And when I tell you, he finished a couple of my sentences.
Oh,
I told her that.
really?
It was-
we were on the way
was
home. I was like, I
automatic.
said, dude.
Good.
I'm like, dude actually thinks like I think, which
Right.
is
Rare.
Rare.
I love
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I love
No.
that because as we grow older and we mature, we don't actually find new friends. Me personally, I find new friends everywhere. I can literally.
I was
talk
gonna say,
to one.
Ebony, you will
She-
make a friend.
she'll walk out
But
here
are
and
they
trip over
fr- but
her
are they-
shit.
Right.
yeah, but are
I
they
got three new
though?
friends
Are
tonight.
they friends or just
No,
people?
they're not.
Well,
You
They're not.
collect.
I
people.
collect people.
Right.
I
Yeah,
collect
you collect
people
people.
because I love people.
He calls that collecting strays. That's what.
No.
Well, I'm not gonna call them strays.
Strays are people that add no value.
Right. Well,
But if Ebony's not gonna see, like the people that you collected at the little boat thing that we went to.
yes.
We
But
talked to
what's
those
your
people at the
boat
little boat, and
Right.
then after that, you
remember
haven't
that.
talked to those people anymore, right?
No.
So they added
No, we
no
left
value
them
or
there.
No,
purpose.
but
so
see,
there.
no, but I
We
think
leave
like
them
I
there.
think connections mean. I think collecting means that there's some communication.
That I take with
There's
me.
some communication post the first meeting. I mean, when you meet, hell, me and you have walked into places and turned up and then walked out, and nobody in there other than a couple
Yeah.
members of Real Talk with Tanisha knew who we were.
Did he have-
Versus
did he have-
walking
No.
out of there and having like, oh, these four people are like, oh, we have to have dinner. Nah, we
Yeah,
don't
no.
do that. We go in.
When we go places,
Well-
Ebony, everybody is going to be attracted to her energy.
I was gonna
Now
say,
they don't
that's
even know who I am because I'm kind of off.
No,
Just
we're a couple.
or they know me as
We're the
Ebony's
Godeaus.
husband, right?
We're definitely
Yeah,
not
no.
just my husband.
I know that, but I'm just saying you are the magnet that everybody's attracted to,
Oh,
and
it's
I'm
'cause I'm
sitting back
silly.
trying to.
And I like laughing.
I'm kind of I'm more the protector, kind of weeding people out at the
I'm
end
gonna,
of the day.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. Like people that are truly aware see her, and they're
Yeah.
like, "Who's she with?"
Right.
That's the first question.
That's- yeah,
right?
exactly.
First question.
Right.
Yeah.
And then when they see you, it's like, "Oh, okay." I get
Well,
it.
I'm very respectful of him.
She is.
And
she
guys,
is.
yeah,
Because it'd be totally different if you look and it's like four of your homegirls sitting there waiting on you.
yeah.
It's a whole different situation, right?
Right,
But I think
right.
when you see a dude that obviously is of some level of substance who's just sitting there quietly, you
Yeah,
like, okay.
I think that matters.
Yeah,
I think it matters.
Trust me, it does.
Yeah, I think it matters. But
Well, wait,
but
you don't-
that's
you don't
kind of
sit
my role
quietly?
with her, though.
What I was?
Well, I mean,
You don't sit
hold on
quietly.
now. You don't have no role with me.
Oh no! I mean,
Yeah.
but I think again.
Wrangling me in or something.
Yeah, no, I don't. I mean, I don't.
You don't.
No. I come from the warning shot tribe.
It's so terrible.
Listen, as sweet as he is, and as nice as he is, he's equally crazy.
See, most people don't know that part about me.
He's equally crazy. I can't even say it.
This is why we get along. Because, like, the shit that comes... I mean, I promise you, the first time we met, I was getting ready, like, not even full-blown reckless, because I still thought that, you know... I mean, I came in there in a goddamn T-shirt, like always. It's kind of like tonight.
Yeah.
Bernard had he had on a crisp rose button-down. I came in wearing black. I'm like, damn, I'm underdressed. But... he started finishing my fucking sentences, and I'm like, oh shit!
I like this guy.
And we wasn't just. I mean, we went
cool.
after the first like 20 minutes, because it's also, I mean, it's guy code. Like,
Right.
you say certain shit, and then if you get a little head nod, you're like, oh, okay, cool.
Okay, cool.
He cool.
You know,
people.
or if you don't, you be like, fuck this nigga, I'm going to
I'm through with it. I'm
No,
through
that's
with it.
real. Because you gotta fill each other out. You gotta fill
That's
each
real.
other out.
And then a couple times I was about to say something semi-reckless, and he was like, and he did it like in a very lawyerly way. It's like, yeah, I'm like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
like, oh shit.
listen, he's so buttoned up.
Tell when we were on
I'm
the way
so
home.
loose.
I look, man. I bruh. Thank you, because it don't happen.
No, it doesn't happen for me either. So we had a friend that said, you know what, you need to meet Ahmed, and you know, so he said that a few times, and I was like, who's this? Who's
Right,
Ahmed?
exactly.
I don't know. So when we actually did meet, it clicked, and then I could see why he said I needed to meet you, because we have a lot in common as far as
I'm so
personality,
glad.
demeanor, you know.
And as a newlywed couple, you need couple friends. You need
Yeah,
people.
good couple friends, not
good,
just
good couple
need good
friends,
couple
not
friends.
just friends. Good couple
Yes.
friends
yeah.
Yes.
to tell you when you're wrong,
Yes.
back you up when
Encourage
you're
you,
right,
yeah.
encourage you, and to love you, and to not judge you, and to give you a safe space. So you need
That's
that
true.
as a
Right.
newlywed
I
couple.
agree
And
100%.
Yeah, because if we did not have those people in our lives,
Oh, it would
it'd be a different.
Yeah.
I choked you by now.
Well,
I'm teasing.
I won't even go there.
I'm teasing,
But
I'm
it would be a different experience. It would be
So
a different
you over here, I
experience.
know you obviously got something to say. What were you about to say?
No, I forgot what my thought was.
No. Bring that back. Run that back.
Run it back, run it back, run it
You
back.
had something to say, but I
No,
agree. I mean,
I'm
I think
good.
that it's like, you know, I mean, it's interesting because I think we have, you know, a lot of things in common, right? I mean, we all have, obviously, we blended families. We,
Right.
Yeah.
we brought kids.
Right.
You know, we both have special needs child, right?
Right.
Which
Oh my
is, you
goodness,
know,
yes.
Right.
is a whole different
That's
level
been a
of
challenge.
just, you know,
Yeah.
understanding
Parenthood.
and parenthood. And I think those that, I mean, I'm in this autism dads group on Facebook,
Mhm.
and like just reading the shared experiences, and it's crazy for me because as my son's 19 now, and
Yeah.
as he was growing, I didn't have that resource, right? So I'm like thinking, you know, I'm the only one in the world that's dealing with this. And
right?
having that group, you know what I mean? But it's also just having friends who have
Having
that
friends.
shared experience. And,
Yeah.
And,
Well-
and know what you're dealing with.
Exactly.
You know what's interesting? We have a son who's not on the autism spectrum, but he has schizophrenia.
Okay.
And that set
When was he diagnosed with?
Just
was it
recently.
Just recently.
just
Okay.
very recently.
Okay.
And it's an onset late teens, early 20s.
Gotcha.
So we did not have that addition to our life beforehand, before he was an adult,
Got it.
actually.
Got it.
Yeah.
And so with the onset, it's been life-changing. It's been a journey and understanding and learning, and just trying to figure out how to navigate this new space.
Yeah.
So we didn't have that journey. He's very smart. He's he even got scholarships going to college and everything.
Yeah.
So we're seeing this bright young man go off to college, and then he has what they call the first break, and we don't know what is going.
Yeah.
We are
Right.
just floored.
So
What-
it's interesting because I had Gabriel's 19, and he actually had a very similar break. You know, he's been on the spectrum. He was diagnosed at, you know, he was officially diagnosed at 5 because
Okay.
Yeah.
you know, a lot of times with black children, they get misdiagnosed and
Yeah.
put in a box or mischaracterized. And so we knew there was something going on, right? So we got, early intervention, got all the services, but officially diagnosed at 5. So we've been on that journey. But it's been medically proven that young men, especially who have some level of, are differently abled in some way, have an episode between 19 and 22.
Okay.
And that's the age range, and a lot of boys on the spectrum
Exactly.
have that episode. And so, we kind of went through the same thing because he's been on the spectrum and we've been diagnosed since 5, but the journey in the grand scheme of things compared to other folks has been somewhat predictable, right? And so I've seen other families who have gone through things, and I've been like, kind of, whew, glad.
Yeah.
And then when it happened,
Right.
it was just like, it was an oh shit moment. So I can imagine having a kid that was typically functioning up to a certain age
until he wasn't.
to be crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
when he had his first break, he was off at school, and so we went up to get him, and we brought him home because we didn't know what was going on. He didn't know what was going on. It was just a thing that happened.
Wow.
And when we took him to the first specialist said as much. He believes that he's had a first break, and he's in fact experiencing a schizophrenia episode, psychotic episodes. And so we're like, what? We're shocked that, and him in his fear, not knowing and rejecting what the specialists are saying, he ran off to his dad in another state. He just up one day, he's gone. I'm crying, I'm scared, I'm looking for him.
That was gonna be
Called
my
the
first
police.
question. Right.
Oh my goodness, I called the
Right.
police. I'm thinking something's happened. I don't know what's going on. The police, who's very, very sweet and very, very understanding and helpful, he's like, I'm gonna walk through your house, because when people get diagnoses like that, they get nervous, they get scared, they freak out. Sometimes they commit suicide.
Really?
And so he's like, I want you to stand outside. I'm going to walk through the house because I don't want something, if suppose he's in the closet hanging or whatever, I don't want you to see that as a mother. And I'm hysterical.
Your heart just dropped
Oh,
into your stomach.
Listen,
'Cause mine
as
did.
a black mother.
That wasn't in the training manual. He wasn't supposed to say that.
Listen,
Shit.
as a black mother who has a son experiencing a mental episode, and I only thing I can imagine is him in the street and he's getting shot.
Wow.
That's the only. So I'm hysterical. I can't find him. Because he was supposed to have a meeting with a specialist that morning, and I couldn't reach him. And I called my neighbor. I said, "Could you go over and check on my son?" And she's a friend, so she knows and she knows what he's going through. So she comes in. Can we stop? I didn't mean to say
I know,
that.
but I already realized that.
So she's a friend, and she knows him, and so she knows what's going on. So she goes look through the house, and she says, "Ed, he's not in here." And I said, "Excuse me?" She's like, "He's nowhere to be found." So I may have came home in 30 seconds. I flying 1,000 miles an hour trying to get home. And he's not there. And so I call 911, and I'm crying and hysterical. And I say, "Please send the police," whatever. They send the police. He comes. Then I'm hysterical. And I'm like, "Please don't shoot my son." And the guy, his heart broke for me, because he was like, "Why would we shoot your son?" And I was like, "He's having the episode. I'm a black boy.
What year
He's
was
a
this?
black boy." This was just a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
And
Pre George Floyd or post George Floyd?
Pre-George
Pre,
Floyd.
yeah,
Just right before, though. Just right before.
Still have just cause to be concerned, but post, like, that's a stupid question.
Right.
I mean,
So he's like, what? And so, but he got it, though.
Yeah.
He understood very clearly.
Good for him.
And they're not supposed to do this APB for 48 hours. But he sends out APB. He says, "Look, I need for y'all to look for her son. This is a mother. She's scared. I don't want anything to happen to her. So he was very, I really appreciate it. But anyway, so then I get a phone call from him. He's talking about he's with his dad in another state. And I'm like, what? Because, we're in the middle of all these tests and specialists and doctors and this, because we're trying to figure out what's going on with him, right?
Yeah.
And he's just, I think he was scared, and I think he didn't. He
There is
didn't want to face that.
it, exactly.
And so he's off.
Exactly.
And he had, and his family on the other side did not believe in medicine or
therapy
diagnosis or therapy,
exactly.
or even thought that he did not have what he had,
Right.
or the onset was not true or
He
real.
gonna outgrow it.
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh, he had something bad. This was an episode. It was all every excuse but what we thought, right? And this went on for a couple of years, so we didn't get him back till just this year.
Oh no.
Yeah, so he was gone, and so, but I'm a praying mother, so I'm praying every day, and I'm asking God to give me the words, give me the space, help me to reach him. And so, say what I need to say, or give me the words to reach my son, because his dad wouldn't give me the address, all this stuff. It was just crazy. It was insane. But anyway, I finally reached him, and I kept praying. I kept sending him texts. I kept sending him love, and I would call him all that. And then one day, he just called. He said, "Mom, I think you're right. I think something's wrong. And I think I need to come home."
Yeah,
and
that's
get some help.
that's that breakthrough, right?
It was a breakthrough.
Yeah.
Right.
And so I was like, if you can give me your address, I will call the Uber. And the Uber, he gave me the address finally, because he wouldn't give it to me for years. But he gave it to me that day. And so he was ready to come home. And the Uber was 7 minutes away. So I remember that was the longest 7 minutes of my life, because I was like, what if
That
his
was
dad...
like that was like a weed 7 minutes.
Oh my God.
You ever been high in an Uber? Why is this motherfucker driving so slow?
Man.
You look down.
I've never been
You look
high
down,
in
it's
an
been
Uber.
5 minutes.
I've never had that experience.
It sounds similar. I'm just saying. I've been Uber sometimes.
But I can imagine.
I'm like,
It's been some
it's only
nights.
been 5 minutes.
Right. Well, after a few bottles of champagne, I can imagine.
Yeah.
It's same.
But same.
So
Wow.
it's been a journey.
Slowing
So
down.
he
Now
just
that's-
came home.
That's
And
amazing.
so we're just getting
That's amazing.
him the specialist again. We've gotten the specialist back on board. We've gotten the doctors back on board. We're just going through the stuff. But and when he came home, he was in an episode. He was in a psychotic episode. Coming down from psychosis takes a while.
Yeah.
And learning different medicine takes a while, and the different methods and different therapy. So I think we're just getting to a space where he's healthy.
Nice.
And
And
so-
that's,
so-
ultimately, it's like people ask me all the time, what's your goal for Gabriel? And I'm like, I want him to live his best life,
Live his best
Yeah.
life.
whatever that looks like, right?
Ah,
Yeah.
yeah, I love that.
It's no different than what we want for all of our kids, but I think
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah,
I mean,
but that
you know-
one especially.
talk about eyebrows for a minute.
All I did was fix your eyebrows.
Now, I appreciate you fixing mine, but my wife, I learned a lot about eyebrows. So I'm gonna tell a little story. This one I actually
Tell me
realized. This is
about
when I
it.
realized she loved me. During COVID,
Tell me about it.
during COVID, we had to make sacrifices on services, right? Things
Yeah.
that you was used to leaving the house for. I went probably like the first month without getting a haircut, and then I used to cut hair in college, and I vowed that there were two things I wasn't gonna do once I had money. I wasn't gonna cut my own hair, and I wasn't gonna drink malt liquor, and I stopped both. Stopped both.
45.
But COVID, I finally broke down. I cut my own hair, right? So, my girlfriend at the time, now wife, started seeing me in COVID. I started looking fresh, right? The fade was tight.
Yeah.
Tight.
Trimming up the goatee.
Listen to
Listen
the
now.
story.
Listen
Listen to the
That's
story.
why you married. That's why
Listen
you
to the
married. Come
story.
on now.
She was
Let
like,
him have it. That's why you married, child.
can you do my eyebrows? I said,
Okay, so-
absolutely. I got
I
you.
got you. We got this.
So you did her eyebrows? You did these?
Oh no, I didn't do those. No. When I did them, it actually reinforced the fact that she needed to go to a
A
professional.
professional.
As soon as
Yes,
possible.
right.
Because I walked away with half of an eyebrow.
Oh my goodness.
And then he
You
says
must
to me,
have moved. But you
and
just
then
sit still.
that's exactly what he
This is
said.
why me and this man get along. This is why we get along.
You must
She
have moved.
No.
I already know what happened.
Do not indulge. Do not
And
indulge.
and look, like I tell people, my wife she got baby hair on her eyebrows. I've said this on another episode. She got baby hair. Hey, this is a special need kid, my man. He's in the background
That's
singing.
just life.
So just like
Baby hair on the eyebrows. So you know, how, like when if you touch the clipper at the end, if you don't have this is regular hair, just with the piece you touch come off. When you touch that baby hair, it just falls.
Right.
Again, I had half of an eyebrow when it was all said and done, and all he kept telling me was, "It'll grow back.
It will.
It'll grow
It
back."
will.
But then it didn't, and I told her.
how long did it take?
It's still growing back.
That's what I told her. I said that's got something to do with the vitamins you're taking.
It has nothing to do with
You
that.
need to eat healthy. If your eyebrows not growing back there for a couple years, there's something wrong with your diet.
It's so hard to get eyebrows and
Of all
eyelashes
things,
to
exactly,
grow.
exactly.
No. Listen, I think one time, I think I was
Hold
7
on,
years
shout
old.
out to eyelashes because I
Yeah,
have to say
that's
you
a
two
topic by
ladies
itself.
tonight, like, no, y'all doing it, but like it's funny because it's like when I actually got divorced and I spent a little time in these dating streets, I had certain disqualifiers.
Right. What was the disqualifiers?
Long ass eyelashes. If you had the Clarabelle, you could have been.
Now listen.
You could have been a 10.
Listen
Walk
now.
around like this.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna do it.
No.
And
You know,
it's
I had to
No,
adjust
hers
to
are
that.
beautiful.
Really.
No, I love it.
But
I've
anytime-
adjusted.
I go and there are he has
adjusted.
parameters
Put a
for
pin in that.
what I can do. It's like, please make sure that you don't get those long eyelashes. Please make sure that so he has look
my
look at
goodness.
this.
Look at this. Look at this foolishness.
So much so that on one particular he took my eyelashes and he made a mural on the bathroom mirror. He drew a face. He put eyelashes on the mirror and a face and a whole person. And I walked into the bathroom and I was like,
Who is that?
We were
Those
dating.
those are my
we were
eyelashes.
dating. No, so what happened was we were dating.
Oh.
And you know how y'all, when y'all trying to carve out your little territory, y'all start leaving stuff.
That is not
So-
what
That
is
anybody.
not what
is
happened.
So I woke
That
up.
is
I
not
woke
what
up. I
happens.
got up in the morning. She got up. She went home, grabbed a little spinning night bag, and left. And
Oh, Lord.
I go in the bathroom, and there's some eyelashes on the counter, and I'm like, oh, okay. I said, what's she gonna expect me to do? And go ahead and flush them down the toilet or not? That's not what I'm gonna do. Look, I put them eyelashes on the mirror, and I got some soap, and I drew a whole person.
Oh my goodness.
It was a whole person on the mirror
And
with
she
the
came,
eyelash.
and she came back that day, like the next
she was
night,
like, what
because
in
she was
the
coming
world?
back. She's coming back every night at that point because I was right.
What?
Right.
Now listen.
This one.
Listen, you married. I mean, friends.
No, we weren't
Friends.
married. We was dating at
No.
the time. So she
But
came
I'm saying
back.
you married now,
Now.
so listen, friends.
She
It paid
came
off.
back
It
and
worked.
walked.
It worked.
You gotta tell them what you thought when you walked in the bathroom.
I really can't even begin to tell you what I thought when I
What
walked
did
in
you
there.
think?
And you see
You was
eyelashes
dating
on it. I was
what?
like, fool. A fool.
Yeah.
That's exactly
But you
what
know
I
what?
thought.
It's interesting because I had to adjust
Now, okay,
to a
let's
lot.
get back to you.
I
Let's
did have to
get back.
adjust.
What did you put a pin?
Adjustment.
You put a pin in it.
Because
right?
he said I had to adjust. I said,
Well,
what you adjusted to?
well, when we first met, Ebony had extensions, right? And she wears wigs and stuff now, but at the time she had extensions, and that was new for me.
Okay.
I had gotten divorced. I had not ever dated anybody that had extensions.
Was it a
And-
problem?
Well, it was an adjustment. I said.
Was
I had
it a
to get. I had it was not a
I
problem.
know
but
because
it
he
was an
married you,
adjustment.
so it wasn't a
It was an
problem.
Well,
adjustment.
then that's fine.
And the cost of all of this stuff, right? That was.
Oh my goodness, y'all! I got to tell y'all this story.
Uh oh.
Okay.
Oh, hold on,
Yeah.
but I mean, bro, I understand because this one. So I tell the story all the time. When I was a kid, I knew I was gonna marry at some point a woman with Halle Berry hair. That's what I always said. Like, I like that short hair.
Halle Berry, Halle
When we met, she had the Halle Berry hair. I was
Yeah.
like, oh,
That was it.
because my first wife had really long hair, but I'm like, oh, see, I knew when I was a kid. I said Halle Berry
I
hair.
knew what I was.
Yeah.
I know I was
what
going
I
to go
wanted.
through. I know I was going to go through one trial to get to the tribulation, but I got my Halle Berry hair. Dog, she showed up at the house with an Insta Bob.
Insta Bob.
It was more
Now,
than
wait a
Bob. I
minute.
think it was
Now, wait a
longer
minute.
It was
than
pretty
that.
long.
It was long.
But you showed
I changed hair like I
but you
changed
showed
underwear.
up twice. So it was the one time with the Insta Bob, and then it was when you showed up with the braids. That's when
He, and he
Yeah, I imagine you
despises
did
Now,
braids.
he
He
had-
despises.
I don't despise
Yes, you
braids.
do.
I
Yes,
just
you
despise
Yeah,
more
yeah,
you.
yeah, he do.
He
Same,
does.
same. He
He
always
does.
try. Listen,
He
when I
despises.
went
Look.
natural.
Wait a minute.
I've been
Did you
through
tell him
some
first?
stuff.
Did you
I've been
tell him
through some
first, or
stuff.
did you
I
just
did
do it?
not.
Okay.
I did
No,
not.
no.
But first, let me tell y'all two
Yeah, I gotta prepare.
two stories.
But I was just saying, I've been through some stuff.
No,
Right?
listen.
Okay,
the
that's
truth.
fair.
Yeah, and I'm still
Two
here.
stories. First story. So, now listen. I'm a hot girl now.
Hot girl.
Listen,
Summer.
I'm retired.
Hot girl.
Not to
Summer.
be confused with a city girl.
Listen.
Right.
Because those are two different things.
Two different things.
I'm
So I was used to the boys treating me. And so when I was dating my now husband,
We were actually
And-
living together at that point.
we were not living together.
I think we were.
We were not. I was still at my dad's house.
She says that, but what you call that spend the night bag, a whole bag.
Hey,
Not the whole bag.
Watch your mouth.
No.
Spend the night sounds so much more.
Sound more respectful.
It's okay.
goodness,
It's
my
okay.
mama used
But
to
anyway,
spend the night.
no.
Spend the night
That
got
bag-
shower gel and the whole
spend the
bag
night.
got a bar of soap.
Oh, I'm feeling
I'm mad.
Man, look, you was a spend the night girl.
right. That was a whole bag.
The bag was the whole bag. You
But
wasn't
y'all
a-
still together.
Right.
But anyway,
Save him.
but I think
Save him. Save
Okay,
him.
go ahead. You
But
finish.
look,
You tell
first
it, tell the
story. So it was time to get my hair done, right? And I was doing extensions at the time. And so I said, hey, babe, I need to get my hair done. And I would love it if you could trick me.
This is before y'all. This was y'all.
We
was
were dating.
dating? Oh,
We were
yeah.
dating.
Yeah, we were
So
dating.
Oh my
We were
God.
dating.
I'm just saying,
Then
keep
Yeah.
that in mind. Sometimes y'all be out here talking about, I ain't tricking off. I ain't paying for no hair.
Now
Yeah, yeah, well.
It'll get you a
Listen.
whole wife.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
listen.
saying? Get you a
Now
whole
listen.
wife.
Yeah.
So you said I would like for you to treat
Treat
me.
me.
Okay.
Just like future. He said, oh, sure, whatever.
He had no idea
So,
what this cost.
No, had no
So-
idea because I
You thought
had
no
no
idea.
you thought you
background.
were
Right.
there for a little
And
regular
look,
my-
salon.
Look, my background was I had an aunt who was a cosmetologist and did hair for a living, and my mom would go to her, my sister would go to her. It wasn't costing nothing.
No
Right.
concept
I
of
had no
cost.
concept of cost. My ex didn't have extensions, so I had no
Right.
concept of what. So she wanted to get her hair done.
So
Take care of
was
that.
your thought that you wanted a contribution, or did you want him to handle it?
No, he was going to treat me.
Treatment, handle the
Listen.
entire.
Handle the
entire
entire thing.
Okay.
Entire thing.
Okay.
There's no
The
contribution.
Holly
No
Berry-
contribution.
No contribution.
The Holly,
contribution.
That Holly Berry hair cost $75 a little.
So there you go. There
So
you go.
well.
There you go.
So well. He goes to, so he tells me to meet him at the bank. Cool.
Okay.
Right spot.
Okay.
So I meet him at the bank, child.
What did Bernard give him?
100.
So
Wait.
no. So he comes to the car. He big spender, baby.
She
He
pulls
goes,
up in her
envelope.
car.
listen.
No, wait.
Bank envelope.
Like
Bank.
what you need here? I'm
The-
thinking
the
50,
whole-
100.
the Peel me out $60 good dollars.
3 Andrew Jacksons.
Right. 3. And so I'm
And that
like,
includes the tip.
This all in pricing. This all in.
So this
All
was
in.
15 years ago, y'all. So
It's 15 years ago.
2007. This is what I just met. So
Price
I'm like,
has the price of hair changed that
so
much?
it has changed, baby. Because I remember then a whole head of extensions
I'm
with the
telling you
good
what my
hair.
background
With
was.
the good hair.
And she
was
had great hair.
$400
Right.
at the time.
Look at
And
Bernard's
so the
face.
$60.
So okay, wait. So walk us through when you received the $60.
So I'm
Look,
going
look,
through
look,
the
look,
note.
look at Emma.
It was thin. It was a thin envelope.
It don't take you that long to count
It was
3
a
Jacksons. 3
It was
Jacksons
thin.
is like
It was
1,
a
2, 3.
thin envelope. It was thin.
That don't take long.
So I was like, this is kind of light in the wallet, So I say, well, babe, So it was $60. So I said, "Well, babe, I think I need a little more." So we still at the bank. So I
Gave you
got
another Jackson.
right. And so he said, "Oh, well, how much you need?"
I was gonna say that's what you need
Right,
to
right.
ask.
Yeah,
How much you
yeah.
need? How much does it cost? What you need?
Right.
So because he finna go on here trick $40 more or something, you know. And then so not trick, baby, you're not a trick.
Treat. He was ready to treat.
Right.
Treat. Trick or treat.
Treat.
Yeah.
Treats.
Halloween around.
Right. And so he says, he said, well, how much does it cost? I said, oh, $400. So
$400.
That fellas at
Okay.
this point is what we call decision time.
It's decision time.
So
It
my
is.
honey, his bald head, right? And when he's thinking
Let's be
hard,
clear. It's shaven.
it's shaved.
Not bald. Oh, that's a
Okay,
difference.
shaven.
Okay.
Okay.
That's interesting. I
Shaving,
didn't know that.
shaving is a
Fabulous
choice.
head.
Okay, bald
right.
is bald is
This
not.
sweet
Okay.
little
Shaving is a
sweet
choice.
head.
Nonetheless,
So,
there was no hair up here.
So the
So-
concept of spending that much money on hair.
Right. Well,
on a woman
well,
that
so
we were
when-
Just
we
dating.
were dating. We weren't like married, but I
Got it.
really cared about her, so I
Okay.
wanted to take
Decision
care
time.
of her.
That's
Right?
that's
Okay.
like that's like a,
Accept.
It's
that's
decision
like,
time.
So,
that's like a dating SAT, right? It's make or break. That's
Exactly. Now,
Make
and
or
mind
break.
you, at the time,
relationship
I was
LSAT.
going through a divorce,
Oh.
so that was costing me
yeah,
money.
yeah.
I had 4 children, 4
Right.
small children that I adore, of course, and was taking care of, and so I was going through some stuff.
So he says, so I listen. So he's bald, back
Shaven.
He's shaven, and what I've learned about my husband is that when he's in very deep thought, he scratches his head like that.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, like
And
this
so
when I'm-
he I told him it was $400, and he was like.
He
He
scratched a
just
hole in his
looked and he was
head.
like
I mean,
scratching. He
I
was
started scratching. I started
And,
rubbing, trying to
he
ponder
said,
this.
He sat there like,
It's $400. Paid like a week, right?
It's the male version of that. Yeah, it's the male
trying to
version of
shake
that.
that. You trying to shake that thought somewhere in the back of your mind loose and say, I'm gonna go ahead and pay for this shit. Because right now
Right.
the front of your mind is like, shit.
Shit, this ain't about to happen. And again, we're still trying to get to know each other. We don't have a long history, so I'm thinking,
Like
okay,
it's a
now is
girlfriend ass.
this woman trying to get over on me, right? Okay, well, I ain't nobody's fool.
How about shit?
And listen, and that was 15 years ago. So y'all ladies, y'all know how much hair costs these days. But the good hair. But so he was like $400. And I said, well, yeah, so you might want to go back on into the bank and get 360 more. Exactly. Or whatever we need to get. Right. So
I'm thinking, does she need tires? What does she need?
Right.
What's
the real? What's the real?
It can't be hair. It cannot be hair. It cannot be hair. So I went ahead. I gave her the money.
he went on, gave it to me, and I went and got my hair done. And child, I come back looking.
Showed up looking like a different person.
Listen,
yeah.
I was cute now. I was
He
cute.
felt like
I
he
was
was
cute.
cheating.
Yeah. And I gotta give
he
shout
married.
out to her hairstylist too.
Listen,
right?
shout
Yeah.
out Ramona.
Ramona,
Diva
shout
Doll.
out Diva Dolls Ramona. She's
Right.
the best there is.
Shout out
Okay.
Nikki
Yes,
Hummingbird on my
yes,
wife's
yes.
makeup. My
Yeah.
bad. Shameless plug.
Right, shameless plug, shameless.
What's your second story? What,
So the second story, I forgot what I was gonna tell him about.
I don't know.
see that
It was
sounds
two
like
stories.
But here's the deal, fellas. On a serious, everybody, we go places. They all look at Ebony and they all, man, I wish I could be with her. So this shit costs.
there's a
There's
price.
a price.
There's a price.
There's a price. Everybody wants to play, but nobody
Right.
wants to pay.
Exactly.
Now,
And,
listen,
and
man.
if you can't
Now,
put
listen,
up
I
the
got my
money,
job now,
Exactly.
shit.
hey, now, but again, it's
Lies,
something I
lies,
do because
don't
I
break
do
that.
want her to look her best,
Right.
and I do take pride in taking care of my family completely.
And
So-
she is an extension of
So I had to learn this now. So I say this also. I try to be very timely and prompt when we go places. Opposite. We are opposite. We are
Are you pointing at me?
opposite. We are opposite.
I
So
already know.
so I had to adjust, and I had to stop thinking of it as damn she's slow. I had to start thinking of it as okay, she really is trying to look her best for me. So let me
exactly.
appreciate that.
Exactly.
And that has helped
This
me
is
a lot.
some great information for you.
Listen.
But it's
For your
taken
process.
13 years,
Now, let me-
okay?
No,
Now listen, we've been married 13 years now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been married, so it's funny because I say once you are like past 45 and it's your second marriage, the time is in dog years.
Oh, yeah.
We only been married for 6 months on the calendar, but we've been married for 3 years
Right.
in second marriage.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, this is his second marriage, and this is my first.
Dog years.
Yeah.
Oh, so y'all
So-
like 1.5.
1.5.
But
Yeah.
I'm 53. Every year is important to me.
Bruh,
I mean,
exactly.
I'm trying to enjoy.
Shout out to
every-
health.
Yeah,
Well, right,
shout out to
right.
her.
I keep
Shout
you
out
young.
to her.
I
She
keep you
does.
young.
She does.
And
Oh,
we're
that's
That's
good.
one of the benefits of marrying somebody that's younger.
We
At
are
least- at least for me.
official
At least for
May,
me.
December
December,
love.
right.
We are May, December love.
Yeah,
So-
Officially
I
8.5 years.
I
Yeah,
consider
8.5,
different.
almost.
You consider
9.
what?
Younger women, and I realized that I was just better with somebody that understand me,
Yeah.
Right,
which my wife does.
Yeah.
Right.
When you have that similar age, you can relate to certain things.
Hey.
But you know what? For us, because we are opposites. I mean, everything about us is opposites in a lot of ways. I mean, our backgrounds. I grew up small town, middle class family. And Ebony grew up small town, but in the hood.
Right.
And as far as aspirations of what I wanted to do and where education, all that stuff, is different. Ebony grew up wanting to be married and be a housewife.
Right.
yeah.
And
That was my goal in life, just to be a wife.
yeah, and that works out perfect for me. I didn't realize that's what I needed.
He's a very
it took me
old-fashioned man.
it took me a while, but I am very
Takes
old
time
fashioned,
to
very
wrong with
Takes
that.
traditional.
time to understand
I
what you
love
need.
it. I
Exactly.
love
Yeah.
it though. We're so compatible.
But I'm
But
not.
we are.
I'm
But
not-
the age difference.
I'm not old fashioned.
We know.
Oh my
we know.
goodness.
It's not in a bad way. I mean,
No, I
it's
didn't
like,
say it
think,
was. I just said we
it's
know.
what
And
it works.
it's not wrong or right. It's not good or bad. It's just
It's
what
just
is what
different.
we are.
For
right. What works
you.
for
What
each
works for
individual
you?
is different.
Yeah, that's
Exactly.
it.
Yeah.
And we're opposite. And so the same with the age. I mean, I'm more of an introvert by nature. I told you I have
Oh my goodness.
very few real close friends. I'm happy to count you amongst that. And
I have
but she's got-
1,792 million friends.
exactly.
Right.
And
counting.
and because of the age difference,
How do you handle when
she
y'all
keeps
out
me
walking in
young.
public and somebody walks up to you like, "Oh my God, Ebony."
Well,
we be
well,
out
so
hates
Ebony
this.
handles that. Ebony handles that.
She has to
I've
handle
learned because at first I'd be like, oh yeah, whatever. But we've had one too many arguments about it and one too many issues back in the days. But
Yeah.
All I do is count. Like, I'm gonna let you handle it first.
yeah,
Yeah.
It don't- it's different
He
now because I
hates
think we
it.
married and that's how I mean it's just but I mean it's a whole Houston thing because these fools down here will try you anyway.
Oh, they'll
Yeah.
try it.
I don't
They'll
know
try
why.
it.
But I think when we were dating, it was just like
Now listen,
I'm gonna count.
right?
And but the beauty of it is the same way y'all opposites, we just alike. And so in her mind, when that's happening, she is thinking of what she would be thinking if it was happening the
Yeah.
opposite way.
Right,
Quickly
right.
knowing that this little explosion about to happen if you don't take
You
your
don't
friend
handle
back
this.
up about
Yeah.
6 inches.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, like I just told you, he's super sweet and super sensitive, but he's equally crazy. And I've seen that crazy one too many times.
You're like, no, I'm
so
good.
I'm good.
I'm
so
good.
Ebony shuts that down.
You
real
never
Exactly.
quick.
seen mine.
I'm good. Are you serious right now?
Yeah.
I've never. What? Anyway.
This amazing production would not have been possible without my crew. This is my producer, director, and creative co-conspirator.
And the cameraman.
Camera, just everything except the cook. I thank you for your service, for your commitment, for your hard work. And you will be rewarded with the first taste of delicious cheesy goodness. Oh, look, the other half of our team just came in the kitchen. My lovely wife, my muse. Also my #1 fan and #1 hater.
How is it?
Let's see if they like the mac. Oh, look at that.
Trying to
Let's
do
ask
something.
again. How is it?
It's really good. There's a kick.
Oh, it's a kick. Say that again for the people at home. They can't heard it the first time.
There's a kick.
Mm. Ooh. It's my youngest son, Pharaoh, who's also a hater. But he hates, but then when the food is good, he will admit to it. So let's see what he got.
Did you just smell it?
People always smelling food. That's ignorant.
Well,
All right, see, yeah.
Not so bad.
Yeah. Y'all better stop playing with me. Y'all better stop playing. I'm just saying. Wisdom, I know you out there putting eggs in your macaroni, making Thanksgiving omelets, pasta omelets. Let's see what's going on out over here in this corner. Ooh, look at that, look at that, look at that. Man, look, we gotta wrap this up because I know people got dinner to cook and things to do. But we could do this all night, and this is honestly, I think, part of.
Well, it's what we usually do when we sit around with them.
Right.
We eat, we drink, we have a great
And talk
time.
shit.
So
Talk
we do.
shit.
We appreciate
You
you
said
guys.
we what?
Eat, drink, and what?
Love language.
You know what? So we do. We appreciate you guys joining us.
Yes.
It's been a really, really good show.
Thanks for having us. We enjoyed it. It's been fun.
Thank you guys.
Perfect.
Thank
So
you.
we will catch you guys on the next episode.